Okay, so on to the next track in Sammy's Rockstar Roundup series, man, by Sammy. It's a really great series. I'm telling you now, there's a lot of really cool artists coming up, none of which I've heard, obviously, in terms of the songs, but the artists, I know all the artists. We've reacted to the majority of those artists. We've done other stuff of theirs, so you'll be very interested to see how this series progresses. This one up here is Alter Bridge Zero. For those of you who watched my last Tremonti reaction, you might not be on this one after what I said about Tremonti being better than AB. No, I didn't say they were being better. You go watch it. I didn't say they were being better. I'm saying I might prefer them. They might edge out Alter Bridge for me. And then I took it all back. You know what I mean? Go watch what I said over there. But anyway, this one's called Zero. That's basically what it is. Let's see what we've got over here for those of you who are interested in these custom series. Very cool. I'd like to get October booked out for series. I know we've got a lot of series dropping in September, and we'll drop a whole bunch of other content as well. But in October, I'd like to have a whole bunch of series there as well. I might just run a special on series for you guys as well. Let's see how it goes. Let's rock and roll. Link down in the description if you're interested in the series. Let's see what we got. Okay, straight off the bat, I feel like this is literally a song about a faith in the belief in God. But it almost feels like he's so he says not I. So he actually confirms that there is a power up high, there is a grace, in this world, and there's a grace up high and whatever else. But then not I. So it's almost like he's speaking to someone, and someone is saying, no, well, not me. Like I don't believe what you believe. So almost sounds like a sort of monologue, or not monologue, or a dialogue between obviously a believer and a non-believer in the religious sense.
I've changed. What in the hell have you done? Cast aside all that you love. The songs you'll never outrun. Zero. Nothing for you ever good enough. Zero. Nothing makes you whole.
Zero. What nothing makes you whole. That's actually a very interesting statement, because if you actually think about the ideology today, specifically the secular ideology, where the only thing that is supposedly supposed to make you whole is the idea that the self, just yourself, you who are in service to nobody, is far more important than anything else in the world, right? So this echo chamber of me, it's just I need to be in service to myself at all times, right? In that sort of sense, you really do have zero. There's nothing there to sort of there's no foundation, there's no basis or foundational element that keeps you grounded, right? Because what we are here to do as people is to be in service to others. If you're not in service to someone else, and you're in service to others, in service to people, your community, your family, right? And you only exist to be in service to yourself, that you've got no substance to your life. There's no meaning. There's no greater purpose for your existence, because your existence is about receiving by giving. That is basically what it is, and that act alone gives you so much purpose and meaning in your life, right? And for those who think, well, I don't believe in God. Well, you don't have to, right? We don't need more people believing in God. We need more people acting as if God actually exists. You know what I mean? To say that maybe there's something greater. Maybe there's something greater in this life. Maybe I'm here for a greater purpose. And if you have that, you've got a base foundational thing. If you don't have that, what are you really chasing? Like what is the purpose? You can be, I mean, people say atheist. No one's really atheist. You're always going to believe in something. There's no such thing as an atheist, right? People are always going to believe in something, whether it be money, whether it be monetary gain, whether it be business, it doesn't actually matter. There's always a belief in something, and that something gives you somewhat a purpose for your existence. Because if you believed in nothing, right, then your existence is pretty much nothing. So something is made to be your God, right? But then you can make your God very mundane things. You can make your God money, right? Is that sufficient? Is that substantive? Okay, all I'm chasing is money, right? Not relationships, not love, not the deeper meanings. Everything is about money. And when you acquire money for yourself. You might obviously acquire money for your family and whatever else. And you'll have the people that say, well, I don't need to be religious to have morality. Well, no, you don't need to be religious to have morality, but, right, all those ideals are religious ideals. All your moral views that you have today all come from religious scriptures, absolutely all of them. Every single thing, morality, ethics, virtue, all of that comes from religious virtues. So today we like to sort of split them, and I'm not speaking from a religious sense at all. I'm actually more of a spiritualist, but I believe in some of the doctrines of religion. 100%. I can't tell you whether there's a godly figure in the sky or not, right? But I'm not out there to try and prove that. I'm actually going to live as if I can feel that I'm part of something greater, and whether it means that it entails that I'm part of a godly figure, or if there is a godly figure watching over me, I don't know. But if I believe that my existence is worth more because I was put here, right, to add to a greater good, then it actually gives my life more purpose. It gives my life more value, right? Substantive value in terms of not chasing cheap happinesses and that kind of thing. And you'll find that across the board. You'll find people that are addicts, like alcohol and drugs and things like that. And the way they get out of that is they find religion, and they don't know if God exists, or they don't know what God doesn't exist. But the fact that they've accepted a faith of sorts, right? And actually that idea of having a God within them, right, immediately casts the devil or these devilish demonic thoughts out of them, right? It switches the mindset. Whether you believe in it or you don't believe in it, I still say the best religion in the world is whatever you believe in. But in believing in something greater than yourself and not being stuck in your echo chamber will inevitably lead you to a better existence, right? And to a better life. So that's my little story on that. But anyway, carry on.
Have you felt all alone? How many tears have you cried? Called out in vain for a God to behold inside. How many fires you
interesting statement that he actually said over there. Let me just say it again.
let die in your heart? How many storms must you face? Left out to fight for yourself in the cold. No faith. So nothing to lean on this.
In the hardest of times, I will tell you, an atheist will turn. I am telling you now. It's you're on a plane, right, with your family, your beautiful child, and you're an atheist. You're an atheist. You're like, oh no, I don't believe in God. You know what I mean? Tragedy strikes. Everything malfunctions on the plane. Plane nosedive. Going straight into a vertical nosedive, straight into the ground. You've got, I don't know, 3, 4, however long those things take. 3, 4 minutes. Do you know what I mean? An atheist will call out to something. I will guarantee you 99.9% of the time, whether you believe or you don't believe, in those moments over there, all of a sudden, there's going to be a connection with something that you once said doesn't exist, that you are going to pray and beg that can get you out of that situation. Something. Do you know what I mean? You heard a lot of these stories in the Holocaust as well. Lots of these stories. Faith was a major, major factor. The moment people lost faith and the moment people lost hope, people died quicker. Right? These are facts. This is actually what happened. If you read Dr. Viktor Frankl, you read his book over there, the only reason he was able, outside of many elements of luck as well, the only reason he was able to survive the Holocaust through disease, I think he got something ridiculous. I think he got TB. He got like so many different illnesses, right? Where he had fevers, and the conditions that were in was obviously, as you could imagine, were horrific. Right, and the only thing that kept him going was faith. The only thing that kept him going was hope, right? And not faith that, oh no, someday God's gonna save me. He's like, no, I'm going to save myself because I believe in myself. I believe I'm in something greater. Maybe it doesn't work for everybody. Do you know what I mean? It doesn't work for everybody. For 6 million who did die in the Holocaust, it didn't work for them. And we can have a whole different debate around the justices of that, right? And why a godly figure would allow something like that. Do you know what I mean? But for those who were almost definitely going to lose their lives and somehow held on to their lives, they did that through faith and hope. They didn't do it through any other avenue. They did it in the belief of something greater will eventually save them. You know what I mean? So you can agree with that or disagree with that. You can let me know down in the comments.
So nothing legal this time. Nothing is left to decide. All you know you deny. Zero. Nothing for you ever good enough. Zero. Nothing makes you whole. Zero. Nothing for you ever good enough. Zero. Nothing makes you whole. But out, surrender, you can't take no more. And just cry out, surrender, your faith is no more.
I've used this example before, and I think it's actually a really good example to actually put out over here. In terms of how can faith save you? Now, I get pushback from people where they say, but religion. I'm put it this way: I don't espouse to any religion per se. I was brought up in a Jewish household, but my biological father and biological mother were actually Christian, and I actually moved away from it myself. I moved away from Judaism. I moved away from Christianity as well. And I was an atheist for a while. And then I became somewhat spiritual, and I'm now looking into the biblical scriptures because of the actual moral and virtues of it. We know the thing is that people say, oh, well, there's been wars fought and more people have died in the name of religion. I've said that myself. More people have died in the name of religion than any other war in the world. Correct, 100%. But that's all down to how there is a base understanding of what the Bible's for, and then there's the radicalism. You're always going to get the fanatics. You're always going to get the radicalism, the fanaticism on every sort of sector of life and religion and politics and whatever it is. You're going to get that radicalism that creates all of that, right? And then also you're going to get the people that are powerful and they use the Bible in terms of how to start wars and things like that. But if you actually look at the learnings and the teaching within the Bible, and if you follow by those learnings and teachings, there's no ways that your life can actually go wrong. Do you know what I mean? Forget about the actual God figure that's in the sky or whatever else. I'm literally talking about if you actually take the Bible and follow the actual learnings of the Bible and the teachings of the Bible, right? And implement those teachings into your own life, right? Start with the 10 Commandments. I shall not kill, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor, whatever it is. You know what I mean? A whole bunch of 10 Commandments. You know what I mean? And then all of those other moralities, there's no ways you can... The chance of your life going right is literally 100 times higher than not following those virtues and morals. And that's why I say, like, the example that I use, and I know this is quite a long reaction, but I feel like it should be. Example is that I use is like ways that God can save you in terms of like not actually God saving you, but the idea of God can save you. Let's just give you examples. There's an island, and I think I've used this example before. There's 2 islands over here, and then you get shipwrecked, right? And you swim off to an island. One island is full of savages, right? Cannibalistic savages, and the other island are the same cannibalistic savages, but they believe in God, and they believe that these are the same people. So these are cannibalistic savages, but the one island, right, has a belief in a higher power. They have a belief in God, and they have a structure by which they live that. It's like, even though we are cannibalistic savages, we know that it is wrong, right, and that we need to practice restraint in that. Do you know what I mean? Because God would wish us to do that. Right, because it was given, you know, teachings were given to us by God. If you land on the island where the savages of call it the atheists, they don't believe in God, the cannibalistic savages, well, your fate is pretty much predetermined right there. You're dead. They're going to kill you and they're going to eat you, right? Because there's literally no core structure. There's no base rule that they follow by. There's nothing that actually gives them that sense of restraint to actually follow and abide by something more virtuous and more moral, right? On that other side of the island, right, is the same people that would have done that to you, but those people believe in a higher power and believe that even though they would like to do that to you, it's against God to do that to you. Your life will be saved. Inadvertently, it being saved by God. Right? And everyone tends to think, oh no, this is godly thing. No. The idea of it, you get saved by the idea of it. We're better as a society if the idea of God permeates through our society, as opposed to we can just be our primal selves. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, carry on. I also think over there where he says 0, nothing for you is ever good enough, where it's almost, you know, and that's a human thing at the end of the day. We never count what we have, we always count what we don't. And I think that he speaks to that quite a lot in that chorus over there, where it's like, instead of actually being grateful for what we have acquired, for what we do have, for the family that we have, for the things that we have been able to acquire, we're forever focusing on the things that we don't have. And maybe if we actually switch that mentality and sort of focusing and being grateful for the things we do have, right? Maybe through that, we will acquire more. You know what I mean? So that's actually a really nice sentiment over there. Always with that electric guitar at the end. fire. I really, really, really like that track. I like tracks that sort of open up my my thought process, essentially. So it's like it gets you just chatting. And even if it's like we move out into left field like I did, and sometimes these reactions can be a little bit long because I talk a little bit over more than I should, right? But sometimes there's quite a lot of things, and maybe I haven't learned to package it quite well enough. There's quite a lot of things in my head that I'd actually like to get out, and maybe I don't do that as well as I'd hope. Maybe I can be a little bit more coherent. I wouldn't say coherent. I'm fairly coherent. I wouldn't say coherent. I'd say more, not coherent, more cohesive. When you put it like that, actually have a bit of more of a cohesive thought pattern in the way I actually strategize, or the way I actually formulate my arguments over there, and being concise as well, being somewhat concise with my thoughts. So yeah, sometimes, well, you gotta just deal with it, right? You just deal with it. That's me, right? That's me. But yeah, this one is quite long, 21 minutes. I'll get off now. I love you all. Please stay safe. Please stay healthy. I'll catch you on the next one. Peace.